In this video, we will add more details in edit mode into our model. What I would like here, first of all, before going to this, I would like just to add a little thing that is missing over there. So to do that, we will go in edit mode with the two objects selected and then in wireframe view like that. Okay, then I would like just to select my two faces that are here, and I would like just to move it into the z-axis like this, and then to have the straight line over there, make a GY to have something like that over here. Like this, it will give me more space into this object, and I will have the possibility to make a new cut over there to add just a little detail into that. So with Ctrl Shift X again, and it will be one of our last cut. I will just make a cut like that. That will give us the possibility to add something into that object. So something around there can be good. Okay, and here I don't use the shift to keep the bevel, to keep the rebull. I will just keep it like that. Okay, good. So now we have a shape, an empty shape that we will fill with a new cylinder. Okay, we keep 24 vertices like that, and we'll go into edit mode and make S, a RX 90 degrees and GY, and place it around there. Okay, so the goal will be to simulate a kind of energy here part, okay, with GZ, just something like that. Yeah, around there will be good. Okay, and just with SY after, you will give it a nice shape like that. Good. And then what I will do, I will just add a few lines with Ctrl R. It's very quick, just like this. Maybe, yeah, Ctrl R6, it's good for this one. Okay, so one click, second click to keep it there, Ctrl B to give it some space between the two. Okay, and again make just here E, keep it here with the right click and Alt S, okay, to go inside. And this part will be with some light, okay, and this part will be without light. Okay, so we are good to go with this. Just go ahead and bevel the object, manage it with the bevel within here over there. And okay, now we have the overall design before starting adding some more little details into edit mode. These little details, it's quite simple actually. We will have two things to add. We will want to add some round shapes here and there with Ctrl B, the bevel, and we will add some insets with Y with special selections. But first of all, before you go ahead with that, now that we have everything ready to have a low poly shape here, you can just duplicate. It's not mandatory to do it now, but you can just duplicate, select everything with A, and with Shift D you will just duplicate everything. Not with Shift D actually. You will select here the collection, it will be quicker, and you will just right click and make a duplicate collection. Okay, so this first rifle here will be the rifle low poly. Okay, and this second will be the rifle high poly. And it's really in the case you don't want to go too far with the amount of polygon there. What you can do to verify the real amount of polygon, because here we have the bevel modifiers on all the objects there, so I will just hide this one here. And because of that, you can see that here you have a lot of vertices and faces because of the bevel modifiers over there. But if you use here the edit preferences and that you go here into the add-on section, you just search for modifiers and you will have interface modifiers too. And what is good with that is that you can verify the real amount of polygon that you will export when it will be time to export in without the bevel modifiers, okay? And you can just here use the viewport viz here, and you can see that now our model without any modifier, it's 2000 and something faces, okay? So it's good. It's good for that, and you can come back with viewport visualization here just to see now the real number of polygon. If you don't want to go above that, you can use here this model as a low poly, and what you will add starting now into your high poly model will not be shown in the low poly. It will just be baked after in the normal map. It's not what I will do, but in case you don't want to go above this number of polygon, you can. In case you want to have something less big in terms of polygons too, just with circular shapes, like for example, if you use a 16 circle here over there, or even a 12 vertices circle over there in the beginning of the modeling, you will have far less vertices as well, okay? So you can remove some cuts. It's as you want. It's just to show you that sometimes it will be interesting to come back with your low poly and bake with the high poly after the details that we will add. Me, I would like to make something more for an illustration or an animation, and it will be totally okay to import it in a video game, but I don't want to restrict myself too much with polygons, so I can add still more. It will not be crazy what I will add to. I don't go too far with that, but just in case, I show you how I do that. And me, what I found is in that model, for example, we have a lot of really sharp shapes everywhere, and sometimes it would be good just to break these lines and these angles into different parts. So usually in open parts, it's quite easy to do it. Like for example, here in that one, we could select this two here and make a Control B like that. Okay, just to add a nice shape. And when you do that, just don't forget to reselect these edges and clear sharpen edges, and now you have something more or less good. If you have little artifact there, don't hesitate to decrease the bevel to make it a little more clean. Okay, again, maybe with here we will have some interesting to use. It could be, for example, that one with Control B. So don't add too much lines here. You can increase or decrease it, the number of segments here. Don't add too much. Just enough to have a round shape, and that's it. So we'll clean here, and we have already a shape a little better to use for that. Again, if you want, you can do more or less the same with that one, maybe. What it will make. Control B. Yeah, I kind of like it. Let's say I keep it like that. And you can see that now it has a really strange shape because of the vertices that were added there. What I can do now, I will select everything, clear sharp edges, come back into there and make a bevel object, decrease the bevel size. And as I have still some artifacts over there, what I can do with that, I can make a K here to clean that line here over there, and I can make a K over there here too. The goal is to have simple shape of the faces here. That will decrease the possibility of it wasn't that one actually, it was that one. From here to there, I think it will work better. Yeah, almost better. Do we have something? Oh yeah, sure. So here, what we can do to resolve that line here, we can select here this vertex around there, and we have two, and that's why. So just with Q at last, and it will resolve here the problem that we had. We can even increase a little the bevel now. And that's it for this one. This one should be sharpened. Okay, and we can make finally X here if we want. So yeah, just with that, just add some round shapes here and there, not everywhere, just a few, not a lot, just to remind that it's not only hard angles everywhere. So okay, we have this. I don't want to add too much because I don't want to go too far in terms of the number of polygons. Maybe just to simulate kind of little screens that we could have into the rifle itself. So like for example here, you know, this kind of screen that gives you the number of ammo or things like that. So you can just select here, have a selection, and with Y just do something like this, and just after make an extrude, and it will just make a little space like this, and we will do the same over there, just a Y and an extrude, and that's it. Now you reselect everything, make a bevel object if needed, and decrease the number in case you need that. Okay, so something around there will be okay. And now we have these two little screens like that. In terms of details here, there, and there, we will add after maybe some booleans. But what you can do it's to select, for example, this space. Let's say this space here over here. Make a K to have an interesting shape over there that you can use after. And then after you select here for example, it's just an example I give, but just to demonstrate that with the Y option again, if you use that again and make an extrusion just like that, going inside a little, okay, and bevel the object again and remove a little of thickness of it, you will have something with interesting shapes that can be used like that. And you can go inside or you can go outside depending on what you want to do with GX. Like here I can go outside a little. So yeah, it can give you even more opportunities to add some details without making crazy manipulations, just simple manipulations like that, and you will have a lot of possibilities there. Just do this into the high poly in case you want to use the low poly to bake on it, and don't go too far with the details you add. Like for example here, I will not go with something like that go over here and add another detail there maybe, or I don't know, into the y-axis like that. So it can be an interesting shape, we agree on that, but the low poly will never follow there, okay? And when you will bake it after, it will never show the little details you did add there. So don't go too far with that. Here it's the example of what to not do. Okay, so I will not keep anyway this example. It was just to show you how to do that. but yeah, you can play with that after. Just remember that the low poly has to be as close as possible to the high poly. So there's the little details we did add, it's okay. Even here the bevel, it should be almost in the low poly, this, okay? So don't hesitate to think a little of what you will add as details. And anyway, we will just keep here the high poly and the high poly to export after. I will show you how to do that after. But here maybe just a little last cut over there with Control B would be good now. Yeah, maybe I will keep that one. Maybe not. Okay, I decide to keep it like this. And that's it for adding some details in edit mode into our rifle. What I will do now in the next video, we will use some insert, let's say some insert models to add some details into our rifle with Boolean 2. And after it will be good for the entire modeling, and we can start to think about how to unwrap everything and how to export everything.